Hey everybody, and welcome back to Just for Fun. My name is Devin. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about treats because Christmas is coming up. So if you've ever had any questions about what is safe and what isn't safe, or what's the best thing to give your rabbit, we're going to go over all of that. Before we start that, I wanted to talk about the fact that I'm going to be changing the bunnies' room. So they're not going to be in the basement anymore. I'm going to bring them one level up, and they're going to be in, I don't know what kind of room it is. I guess it's supposed to be like, maybe like an extra family room. I don't know. My house is weird. It has like 4 different levels. So I guess that's normally supposed to be like some sort of gathering room. But anyway, the bunnies are going to come up there because there's a big open window. It is smaller, which is why I initially didn't want to do it because the basement is significantly larger. But Opal and Ruby can't be together in a large space anyway, so they're in an X pen because if the space is too big, then Opal will chase Ruby. So right now they're in like 10 by 8 or 10 by 6, something like that. I keep changing the size, so I'm not sure right now what it is, but they can't be in a giant area anyway, so it's kind of pointless to keep them down there and anyway, so this way they'll be closer to me and have more light and get to be annoyed more by me all the time. Anyway, so I have some of the treats that I feed my rabbits up here with me, so I'm gonna put those on the screen and we will get to it. So personally, what I use as treats is I like to give really healthy treats, so I do use their regular veggies and their regular herbs that they get daily as treats also. I hang them, I hide them, I scatter feed them, I try to make it more fun and interesting. My rabbits generally, I know what they prefer to eat, so generally everything that I feed them is a treat because they basically get just as excited about any sort of food that I provide as something else. So I do use their regular veggies, and then I also use these different sorts of dry herbs, which I'll open each one up and talk about. There's lots of different kinds you can get. This is just what I have right now. But anyway, I like to do this because I can basically feed, I don't want to say unlimitedly, but normally treats are something that you give in small quantities and it makes up about 5% of their diet, even if that. This makes up a whole big portion of their diet, and I can feed it a lot more free willingly because I know that it's healthy for them instead of bad for them. I'm not going to feed too much because obviously I still want them to eat their hay, but I give them treats in the morning and when I'm on break from work and when I get home at night, and you know what I mean, every single time that I go down to them I'm able to give them some sort of treat because I'm giving them something that's healthy for them. So anyway, these are just dried herbs. This right here is chamomile, and I'm actually running out, so this is, I put them in these small containers. I actually buy a pound at a time, so I have them downstairs in significantly larger containers, but they're a lot cheaper because I get a whole pound of this for, depending on the herb that you're gonna get, I'm gonna say about $15 to $25 being the max for a fresh or for a dried herb. And I literally just buy human grade herbs, the same thing that I'm going to use in my tea. I just pick something that I know is rabbit safe. If you don't want to do that and you're not comfortable buying human grade because you're not really sure what's safe for your rabbit, they do sell Small Pet Select or some places on Etsy that have good sellers. They have pre-made herb mixes. They're a lot more expensive. I don't want to say that they're not worth it though. I mean, some of them I wouldn't say are worth it if you're just buying one herb, because you could get that one herb a lot cheaper if you're doing it the way that I do and just buying human grade. But it is worth it in my opinion if you're buying the mixes. I think they have like an immune support or something, like they have different mixes that contain a lot of different herbs. So instead of going out and buying, I don't know, 15 different separate herbs, which is going to cost you a lot of money, you have that one mixture. I believe they're only like 4.4 ounces, so it's significantly less, and they normally run I think about $17. So it is more expensive and you are getting less, but if you're getting one of those mixtures, in my personal opinion, that can be worth it because you're getting a variety of different herbs. So I have done that before, but, and they smell so good. But anyway, I prefer to buy these. So here's some chamomile. They're little flowers. You do get like a crap load of dust, like you can kind of see at the bottom here. But in like my big containers, there's a crap load of that little stuff at the end. So I mean, a lot of it is like dusty, but you can just kind of mix it together with your other ones then, and it will make a mess. But if you do it somewhere on like a, what is this? On like a hard surface like this instead of like a blanket or something, then it's really easy to clean, so it's not that big of a deal. So there's chamomile, and then you might get things that look sort of similar, which this is Anchicia, I don't even know if that's how you say it, and some dandelion, and they're both just cut and sifted. So, oh, they smell great, first of all. So you can tell the difference by the way that they smell, and I'll take my little clip off here. I don't know if this is going to sound bad to you guys, but I'll take my little clip off. My little mic, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Sounds like really rough and scratchy. That's the Anchicia. It's a lot more like rooty and hard. And then this is the dandelion. You can probably, I don't know how good my mic is, but I can barely hear it compared to... So this is like soft, like I would stuff my pillow with this. Okay, let me clip you guys back on. So those are just a few of the dried herbs that I get and I feed. I put them, mostly the chamomile one, I'll put in their little treat balls that they can roll around and get the flowers out of. And then the Anchicia and the dandelion, since they're a lot more like messy than just the whole flowers, I generally put them on parts with like the harder flooring. So I'll sprinkle them, I have like a cat scratching thing, I'll sprinkle them on that. I have a grass mat, I'll sprinkle it on that. I'll just kind of like put it on things or put little piles and they can find them later. So those are the things that I choose to personally feed my rabbits as treats. There's a lot of different dried herbs that you can get. You just have to check rabbit safe lists and make sure that they're safe. Obviously chamomile, dandelion, Anchicia, if that's how you even say it. Raspberry leaves, strawberry leaves. Trying to remember what I've already said. Nettle is good. So there's a lot of different choices. I tried to just name some off the top of my head, but I already forgot what I said anyway. So it's hard to keep going with my list. But there's a lot of list resources online. So let's talk about treats that are fed in small quantities, which would be like carrots and different fruits like the actual whole strawberries or apples, things like that. I personally don't feed them just because they are really high in sugar and you're only supposed to be giving a small quantity anyway. So when I give so many of my other treats freely, I don't really see any need to be giving them something like that. But if you're eating an apple or a banana, you can totally give them a tiny piece. Just please keep in mind, like, it's only supposed to be a small amount because it is basically like candy, so I don't think that would be like a really good thing to stock up on for a Christmas gift. So I would avoid that one. And then let's talk about pet store treats. If you really want to buy something from the pet store, and I haven't been looking at treats in pet stores for a really long time, but Oxbow is about the only okay quality thing that you should be getting at a pet store. And let's not pretend like we haven't all fed like pet store treats at some point. What actually made me think about it and not feed it, I was younger when I got my rabbit, and I bought the yogurt treats. Obviously rabbits shouldn't have dairy anyway, so like now that you're like, I'm older and I think about it, it's kind of like, why would I have gotten that anyway? But I actually smelled it and they smell so freaking good, okay? I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna lie that, like, I ate it, okay? It tastes like pure icing. That's what it tastes like, pure sugar, icing delight. If, like, you want a snack, just go take your rabbit's yogurt drops and, like, eat them for yourself instead of giving them to your bunny because they're not good for them. But that's actually what really motivated me to start looking more into like pet stores and the quality of treats and things that they're giving you for any animal. This just doesn't apply to rabbits, it's any animal. The treats there really aren't good for rabbits unless it's something general like a Timothy twist or like a hay cube that's not alfalfa or something like that, most of the treats are not appropriate for rabbits. And I think that's really important to realize that for all animals, that pet stores really don't care about the health of your animals. I think that's kind of what we're going to end this video on. So if you do have loved ones that want to get your rabbit a treat for Christmas, like, please encourage them to avoid pet stores. My cat's coming in. What are you doing? Why are you opening the door? Yes. Hello. You're not supposed to be interrupted. Hello. I love you too. So if your family does want to get your rabbits treats for Christmas, hold on, I'm going to go shut the door. You freaking video ruiner. I know you guys could hear my mom coughing at one time, so I don't know if you guys could hear like my TV or something, so I just wanted to close the door for you. I don't want to get all like emotional, but it is something that I'm like emotionally motivated about, is the fact that as consumers we are really taken advantage of by corporations and things like that because we trust them that they care about our animals. Let me tell you guys, they don't care about your animals, they care about your money, okay? So that's why, for all the people who always ask, why would they sell something that's not safe for your animal? Because they generally do not freaking care, okay? There are a lot of stores that are good that are like specifically for bunnies, like Small Pet Select and like Binky Bunny, that have a lot better quality choices. My cat's meowing outside the door now because I shut him out. That have a lot better quality choices of treats that are healthy and natural. So, I know a lot of people say the rabbits are fine when they eat these things, or why would pet stores make something that's not healthy? And people say, like, I've been feeding it for 10 years and I'm gonna keep feeding them because my rabbit's fine. If you don't want to do it for the health of your own rabbit or your own animals, then please stop buying these things from the pet stores for the hundreds of animals that were not fine and for the hundreds of pet owners that had to say goodbye to their pet because they ended up getting GI stasis from these treats. Corn isn't good for rabbits. Dairies obviously shouldn't even be part of a rabbit's diet. So all of these things that... Sorry, my phone stopped recording to tell me that it had a low battery, but anyway, where did it end? So basically, all of these things that the pet store is selling to you, they're just doing it to make money. They're really not safe or good for your animals or most animals in general. This does also apply to pellets and other things like that. There's definitely higher quality pellets, and in my opinion, like I've said before, if you're feeding a low quality pellet, you're better off not feeding a pellet at all. I personally don't feed pellets because my rabbits can't stomach them, but if you have a high quality pellet, you can actually also use that as a treat for your rabbit and just sprinkle like a little bit on the floor instead of feeding like the whole. Normally they recommend like a 1/4 cup, depending on the weight of your rabbit is how much you're going to feed. So I generally didn't even do that when I did feed pellets to my first rabbit. I just scatter feed a little bit as a treat or put them in their little treat balls so that they could push them around and get the treats out. So I think it is really important for us to be aware of that, for us to care about the health of our animals, and even if your rabbit's fine with it, then think about all the other animals who aren't fine, and for all the owners who had to go through that. The sooner that we can stop buying these things and really push for them to get off the shelf, it's a really good thing. So if you want to reach out to your local pet stores, tell the manager, email them if you don't want to talk to them in person, send them all the research, because there's plenty of stuff to support that these things aren't good for your animals, and it's really sad that they're encouraging and lying to people who don't know any better, and it's hard for you to know any better when it's basically shoved down your throat, like when you walk in the door and when you walk through the aisles, you know what I mean? This does extend far past rabbits into our everyday lives, ourselves, into our animals' lives, what people sell to us and what they're able to sell to us because of our own personal ignorance. So I just think that's really important to realize. So if you're one of those people who say that your rabbit's fine, or why would pet stores sell us stuff that isn't safe. I hope that you really do change your ways so that if it's not for the health of your own animal, then it's for the millions of other animals out there and the millions of other people who will then get the right education about what should be on the shelves. And it's weird that we walk into pet stores and we generally don't buy a lot of the things that our rabbits eat at the pet store. If you think about it, the majority of people go to Farmers for fresh hay. Y'all go to Walmart or Aldi's or Giants or whatever stores in your area if you live somewhere else. I don't really know what stores you have, but we go there for our fresh veggies and our fresh herbs. So why can't we walk into a pet store and have, you know, local farmers' hay being sold and fresh veggies and like fresh food that is good for our animals? Why is it, you know, processed dairy treats? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I really hope that that helps to educate some people. I hope this video was helpful, and if your family members want to get you some treats for Christmas, you can either send them this video or make them a list yourself of treats that are healthy, and or send them away from the local pet store. So Small Pet Select Binky Bunny is good. I buy my fresh herbs from Vitacost, if you guys were wondering. I get the organic ones. Obviously they can and cannot be in stock. It's really annoying because like it'll let you add it to the it'll let you add it to the cart, and then when you go like check out, it'll be like, this item's not available, so we're gonna remove it from your cart. So like I tried to buy some last time and I guess they were like 20% off, so everybody was buying them, so I got like raspberry leaves and chamomile and all sorts of stuff, and then like I wanted to check out and they're like, we removed half of your cart. So I ended up being able to get the only restock on the dandelion and Anchicia, and that was it. So I was kind of like upset with that because I didn't even know there was like a sale happening in the beginning or first place. But anyway, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you guys can make better treat choices for your bunnies in the future now. Like I said, I don't feed pellets, so I have a little bit more playroom to give them some more like fresh items and dried items. But really, it's really healthy for them, so even if you feed them like a handful of each thing a day and kind of, I don't know what word to use, break it up, separate it, put it in different toys, whatever, then it's something that they can literally spend like all day finding, like, ooh, a treat, you know what I mean? Ooh, another treat. So that's really cool because that's what I do with my rabbits. So normally I like go down and I break up, well, maybe I'll just make a video for you guys on this, but I normally go down and I start with my veggies and I scatter feed some of them, so while they are frantically running around the floor getting all the stuff that I scatter fed, I'm able to hang other veggies and hide other veggies and put some dried herbs in their balls and stuff like that. And normally they like eat a lot freaking faster than I can do these things, so they're like coming and eating out of the bowl that I'm trying to like use to put up all these things, and I have to be like, here is one, just go away. So like it's always also a really fun experience to get to do with your rabbit, and like an interactive thing too if you want to hand feed them. So those are a lot better options. I hope this was really helpful to you guys, and I hope you subscribe, and I will see you again in another video. I guess that we'll do veggies next. And I hope that you have a good Christmas and you guys don't get any crappy gifts. If you get yogurt drops, they're probably not good for you to eat either, but they taste like freaking icing. So girl, enjoy that. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here, but I almost swear a lot of times. So I keep trying to avoid that. Anyway, Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate, Happy Holidays, and I will see you next time. Bye!